Hey y'all, Halfmilesniper here. We're back on the range today. Today we're going to be trying once again to test the 145 grain Barnes match burners out of the new Outlier barrel. We tried last time we were out to the range, and even though I had shortened up my dummy, what I didn't do was I did not measure the chamber with my gauge to verify where the 145 grain match burners needed to be set. I simply said, well, I took the shortcut. Wow, everything needs to be 4 thousandths shorter. So I just shortened them and called it good. Yeah, that didn't work. We couldn't even close the bolt. But we'll talk about that later. So y'all sit back, kick your feet up, enjoy the ride. So as I was saying in the intro, they were too long. So I got my gauge, measured up, and found that with the 145 grain match burners, ogive to base, I am hard in jam at 2.334 inches. When I measured the rounds that I had shortened, they were 2.332 inches. Yeah, they were in jam, and that's why I couldn't get them to close. So I backed them off 2 thousandths more, reseated all these bullets 2 thousandths deeper, and then I actually tested them. I could chamber the rounds. A couple of them are a little bit tight to close, but that's not from the bullet biting into rifling. That's because this brass was resized and set for the old barrel. I think the shoulder probably needs to be bumped another thou, maybe 2 thou more than these were. So I might have a little difficulty closing the bolt a couple of times. They'll close, but it might be a little bit tight. That's the best I can figure at this point. But yeah, a lot of little differences, internal differences between the new barrel and the old barrel. The 145 grain match burners seem to bring some of that to the forefront. Okay, we're going to run down, go get our target posted, get the target camera set up, and we'll come back and we'll start the shooting. Yeah, some days your range time is just really frustrating. You know, last time out with the 145 grain match burners, well, couldn't get them to chamber. Fortunately, I had the 134 grain hammers that I was able to test right behind it. Then with my son's 6.5 Grendel, he didn't send the scope, had some scope issues, scope was loose, got that taken care of, got the scope fixed up, only to find out his gun really doesn't like 130 grain bullets. That gives us something else to do. Today, we're going to be take 2 on the 145 grain match burners. Give me a minute. Okay, so I still have the targets that we were going to use last time. This time they're marked take 2. We're going to be starting the left-hand side with 54.5 grains. We'll shoot 55.0, 55.5, and 55.8. 55.8, as I recall, is just below or just about the max charge according to GRT. Camera's right in line with the target. Hopefully these fly better than the 6.5 Grendel rounds did. Okay, target cam is doing its thing. Let's hoof it on back and get some rounds down range. Additionally, last time out with I think it was when we shot the hammers, I was testing out the new magazine I'd gotten for the Hawa, and it would not feed the last round. I worked a little magic on the feed lips, and we're going to see if the new magazine cycles all 5 rounds. Okay, I'll bring you back when we get set up at the firing line. And today, since I lost my normal target camera tripod, compliments of my son's 6.5 Grendel. For now, our Sunway Photo T2840CK, the one I took deer hunting, is going to be our main camera tripod. I have my old aluminum tripod downrange for the target camera. Okay, so once again, with these rounds, jam is set. I gave you bum info before because I actually had it written down here at 2.337. That's where they hit the rifling. I now have them set to 2.315. So they're not going to be in the jam. Previously, the rounds were at 2.331. That's why I couldn't close the bolt at all. We're going to start out with 54.5 grains of Vitavori N560, pushing the Barnes 145 grain match burners. And double check how many I got. The first 3 are going to be fired from the new magazine that I have adjusted the mag lips, the feed lips on, and we'll see if it does pick up that final round. It was very frustrating not getting that last round to come up off the follower. Okay, let me make sure that everything's the way we want it. Set that to about 10. Tweak my parallax. Okay, chronograph is set up. This is 54.5 grains Vitavori N560, pushing the 145 grain match burner. We're going to hold 12 o'clock on that diamond. 2950.5. Yeah, and this is a nozzler breast that we're shooting today, and the shoulders need to be bumped. 12 o'clock on the diamond. 2960.1. There we go. 2954.6. Okay. That 3-shot average was 2955.1 with an extreme spread of 9.6 and a standard deviation of 4.0. And the 145 grain match burner here at 100 yards is showing 2811.0 foot-pounds of energy. I'll have to look back because I know we shot some 145 grain match burners out of the old barrel. I don't remember what powder we were using, but I also remember that they weren't shooting very fast. That first group, that's 2 inches easy. So I think I'm going to change my aim point to 6 o'clock on that diamond down there. This will be 55 grains. 55 grains of Vitavori N560, and we'll see what we get. Gordon said that 54.5 should have been giving us 2904. So we're running about 50 feet per second faster than Gordon's suggested. So 55 by Gordon's is supposed to be giving us 2930. So we're probably going to be fairly close to 2980, I'm guessing. So I'm going to hold 6 o'clock dot on the second diamond. 2970.5. $2965.9. $2972.3, and why did it go way low? I didn't feel like I did anything goofy. Everything looks good there, brass-wise. Okay, so Gordon said we should be running 2930. Actual, we got 2969.6. Extreme spread of 6.4 and a standard deviation of 2.7. So, next charge of 55.5 grains is, according to Gordon's, is supposed to be 2960. It looks like we might hit 3,000. Let's see what kind of energy those had. 55.0 grains of N560 pushing the 145 grain match burner had 3838.7 foot-pounds of energy. Okay, so yeah, looking back at that last group, those first two looked really good, but then that third shot opened it back up to like 1 3/4 inches. I really didn't feel anything, but I suppose it could have been me. Don't know. Continuing on with 55.5 grains. Let's be on the third dot, the one directly in line with the target camera. Holding 6 o'clock on the diamond. $30.13.7. $29.81.8. $30.03.5. I'm going to put my seeing glasses on real quick and take a closer look at the cases here. Since we're getting close to max load, I want to make sure we're not getting too high a pressure sign. So these are getting really close. I have a little bit of ejector swipe in that first round, the one that was going the fastest. Primer's a little bit flattened. Not really flat, but it's a little bit flattened. So, I don't need my seeing glasses for this. Our average speed with 55.5 grains of N560 was 2,999.6 feet per second. Extreme spread was 32.0, standard deviation 13.3, and 2896.6 foot-pounds. Okay, wow, we got some smoking ammo, but got a lot of room to go as far as accuracy. That last group looks like it's just about an inch. Looks like all three are inside the 1 inch box, so it'll be just under an inch. A little shot of accuracy juice, and we're going to go for 55.8 grains. Gordon's tells me that at 55.9, the round is over pressure. We're going to shoot one round, and we're going to look closely at the brass. That's why I left my seeing glasses here. And we'll see if we can continue shooting those. Okay. 55.8 grains Vitavori N560, pushing 145 grain Barnes match burner, above 3,000 feet per second. 3027.8. Now again, I'm not worried about the heavy bolt lift because I know that the shoulders need to be bumped a little bit more for this new chamber. Okay, it appears that we have about the same ejector swipe as before, with just a little bit of firing pin cratering. We're real close to max pressure. The real tell will be when I go to punch the primers out. Okay, continuing on. Okay, I don't know why, but the chronograph is registering something down there. It's trying to analyze. I don't know if there's a bug flying around or what. 3028.6. And I would say we are stuck. Guess I have to go get my rod. Well, that's disturbing. Because of the 350 Legend, I always kept a M16 cleaning kit in the truck, and it's not there. Don't know where I put it right now. So I've got a case stuck in the chamber, and I can't get it out right now. So I'm going to say that we pushed it a little bit close to max pressure, and our two shots gave us a velocity average of 3028.2, and according to Gordon's, we should have been running 2977, so we're running 50 feet per second faster, which means we were probably right on the cusp of being over pressure. We'll go down, we'll pull the target, take a look at what we got, and then I'll have to go home and punch the bore and get that case out, and then we'll have to take a look in there with the bore scope. So, let me go get that target. Yeah, gonna say we pushed that a little bit too hard. Just a little bit. Nothing disassociated violently. We got all our fingers, got our eyes, gun's intact. Just got a piece of brass stuck in there. It's also some nozzler brass that's been reloaded a number of times. Be interesting to see how stuck it is, or maybe if the case failed. We'll see in time. Nothing I can do about it now. I'm just really curious that my cleaning rod's not in the truck. I don't remember taking it out. Okay, we're almost here. Let's see what we got going. Well, look at that. 54.5 didn't shoot too well at all. 55.5 shot a little bit better. We went 2 inches there, 1.25 inches there. That looks like that's going to be maybe 0.8. 55.8 was looking pretty good, but it's too close. 55.5 is probably the max load, and we're going to see we'll see what that measures out at. Okay, whew. Let me break all this down and take it back, and we'll measure it up. Well. 54.5 at 2950-ish gave us a 1.99 inch group. Ugh. And 55, which was running 2970-ish, gave us a 1.4 inch group. 55.5, which was running 2999.6 feet per second, gave us a 0.859 inch group. 55.8, well, I think we pressured out. The 2 shots we got downrange gave us a 0.765 inch group. First shot gave us 30 or something like that. Can't remember off the top of my head now. And it was starting to show a little bit of pressure sign. Had a cratered primer. Firing pin mark was starting to crater a little bit. Primer was slightly flattened, just slightly. But we're also, like I said, 75 degrees right now today. Second shot gave us 30 something again. It was pretty close if I remember correctly, like 30-32 or something. And the case is lodged in the chamber. And I do not have my stinking range rod. And I've been thinking about that while I pulled my stuff back. I think I put it in the garage when we went to Nationals, so didn't need to have that with me when we went to Mississippi. And I never put it back in the truck, so that's on me. 55.8, I think we exceeded max pressure. That or we're knocking on the door. We'll get that piece of brass out when I get home and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I was wrong. The second shot was 30.28. I thought it was 30.32. Let me verify what the first shot was. We shot First shot was 30-27, second shot was 30-28. So, need to bump the shoulders back a little bit more for this chamber. And we don't need to push those 145 grain match burners quite that fast. Those match burners came to us compliments of viewer Izzy. Thank you, Izzy. With the new Outlier barrel, we're finally seeing speeds approaching 3,000 feet per second. You know, with the original barrel that came on the Howa, I was struggling just to get to 2,900 feet per second. And that was pushing it to max loads, and I still wasn't making 2,900 feet per second. So now we get close to max load, and we're getting over 3,000 feet per second with the 145 grainers. But yeah, we pushed that one a little bit too hard. 55.5 is probably the safe max load. Okay. Yeah, I'm very disappointed I don't have that rod in the truck. Now I just got to figure out where I put it when I cleaned out the truck. On the plus side, new magazine is feeding. I had a set of parallel jaw pliers that I measured and made the feed lips match. So both magazines are feeding the same. That was an easy fix there. I just have to remember not to short stroke the bolt. And we'll, yeah, that case is in there good. Can't put my empty chamber flag in because, well, there's a case in the way. So we'll get home, we'll punch that out, and we'll see what that brass looks like and try to show it to y'all. So, stand by for future me in a moment. Alrighty, y'all, future me here, and we got the case out. Real quick, I used my Tesla bore scope to come in from the muzzle to look to make sure that we didn't have a case rupture. We did not. And then I came in with my cleaning rod, and the case pushed out very easily. And if we get out here in the bright light, we can see that we have some heavy ejector swipe. We've got some cratering. We've got a very flat primer. And I don't see any damage to the rim. I take it back. See a little spot right there where it looks like the extractor skipped right over it. So yeah, 55.8 was at the pressure limit. We'll see how easy that primer punches out when I go to punch the primer. But I can hang a fingernail on the firing pin crater there on the primer. So, no harm, no foul. What I'll do now is we'll take a look down the bore while it's dirty. We're at filled the book out before we left the range, and we're at about maybe 75 rounds. So we're going to take a look now and see how the throat's looking. Okay, so we're coming in from the other side. I want to just make sure that there's no damage or anything in the chamber. Not seeing any. That should be our shoulder. There's the throat. See if I can get a little more light on that. We seem to be washing out a little bit in the daylight because I'm outside doing this. Everything looks okay there. Bore's just a little bit on the dark side. But it's also got like 75 rounds on it now. But let's go back to that throat real quick. Okay, everything looks good there. Alrighty, so we got to look down the bore. Looking through the phone screen, it looks a little bit on the dark side. I don't know if it's because we're outside in the bright light that we're actually getting light down the bore, or if the scope light is not as bright as it should be. I played with the adjustment, couldn't get it any brighter. Everything looks good in the chamber. Everything's looking good in the throat. Bore's dirty because it got 75 rounds on it, but we're not going to clean it until we get 100 or more. So we'll see how that looks. But as it stands right now, everything looks okay. We got the case out. We're not going to shoot 55.8 anymore. And now we can go back to past me. Alrighty, y'all. Well, we got it. We got 3,000 feet per second. Got a okay-ish group. 0.8, 0.859, something like that. So this new barrel's definitely working better than the old barrel. Just got to make sure we don't go too close to max pressure, or we end up with cases stuck in the chamber. Shouldn't be too difficult to get out, though. And, yeah. Hey, appreciate y'all hanging with me. This was definitely a little bit better of a day at the range than with my son's 6.5 Grendel, because that was very frustrating. And, yeah, we'll have to see what he has to say about that. But 6.5 PRC, pushing the 145 grain match burners with Vitavori N560. We got some serious speed out of them. Got some, hefty kinetic energy at 100 yards there, 28, almost 2,900 foot-pounds. Yeah. Okay, well, I think that's going to be it for today. As always, Halfmilesniper reminding you, stay strapped or get clapped. Carry everywhere you can. Get a CCW if you need one. It is getting crazy out there, and no one's coming. You are your own protection. So, until next time, thank you so much for watching and commenting and liking. And those of y'all who have subscribed, thank you so much. We're over 6,000 subscribers, 6,100, over 6,100 subscribers now, and climbing. So, yeah, I never expected to get 100, let alone 6,100, but y'all are there for me. Thank you so much. Don't forget to check out my affiliate links in the pinned comment below. We got Sunway Photo, my tripod affiliate and my tripod sponsor, keeping me full of tripods here now. As long as I don't be shooting them, I think we'll be doing good there. Got Anarchy Outdoors, Track Photo, Track Optics, and Matt Hat Jerky. So if you need a range snack, get some Matt Hat Jerky. I ate mine on the way up to the range today and didn't think about saving any for the video. But that was me. So as always, Halfmilesniper reminding y'all, stay safe, keep shooting. We'll catch you next time.
Send it.
Hit.